Hello, I'm Jasmine Jack with the news update. The wheels have been set in motion for a potential no-confidence vote against Prime Minister James Marape and East Sepik Governor Alan Bird as the opposition's candidate as alternate PM. Today, the Private Business Committee sits and deliberates on the motion to ensure it meets all the requirements. Deputy Speaker Connie Iguan suspended Parliament minutes ago to allow the Private Business Committee to vet the motion filed for a no-confidence vote against the PM. Meantime, Prime Minister Marape has over the past week emphasized his confidence in the ruling party's numbers and its coalition partners. Pangu's most recent show of strength was during its party convention. NCDC Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika has urged Port Moresby citizens not to escalate security threats using social media during the vote of no confidence period. Sika said police have enough manpower to attend law and order issues in the city, thanks to the support of the PNG Defence Force. Sika said social media commentators must refrain from spreading misinformation also and allow law enforcers to do their job.
We want to appeal also to those people who are using social media to speculate all those informations, misleading, misinterpreted in the social media must stop because you are causing anxiety and panic in citizens in NCD.
Octeri Mining Limited reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening ties with the Papua New Guinea University of Technology, or PNG UOT, to ensure the production of industry-ready graduates.
During the orientation and registration week for PNG University of Technology, Managing Director of Octeri Mining Limited, Kedi Ilimbit, outlined various initiatives aimed at enhancing the partnership. These initiatives include donations of vehicles, construction of a modern analytical chemistry laboratory, funding for a technology transfer center, facilitating industrial training placements, advocating for changes in industrial training programs, and potential collaborations on knowledge sharing. Mr. Ilimbit highlighted the invaluable contributions of PNG UOT alumni to OTML's success and emphasized the company's long-term vision, including the extension of the mine's lifespan to 2050. This extension is projected to generate significant social benefits over the next 26 years. Ilimbit urged students to strive for excellence, underscoring the importance of academic performance for securing future opportunities within the industry. The collaborative efforts between OTML and PNG UOT aim to produce graduates equipped to meet the evolving demands of the mining sector in PNG. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
Women and girls studying at the University of Papua New Guinea School of Medicine and Health Sciences now have a new 40-bed accommodation facility. The thoughtfully designed student accommodation allows more women students to live and study on campus. Funded by the Australian government through an incentive fund grant, the accommodation will cater for 40 female students, including those living with a disability. The facility has lounge areas, solar-heated hot water systems, and kitchens. The design process includes extensive consultations to incorporate inputs from women clinical students and align with the National Gender Equality and Social Inclusion Policy at the School of Medicine and Health Sciences. It also reduces overcrowding in existing accommodations and will cater for women during their medical residency. In regional news, a bushfire emergency warning remains in place for communities in and around the Grampians National Park in Victoria's west.
East of Horsham, my colleague and I have followed the Western Highway south of town, and we've arrived at the very northernmost burned area of that fire that took place around Dadswell's Bridge. So as you can see behind me, scorched area, the entire undergrowth has been burned out, but thankfully a lot of the bushland and farmland further behind me has been saved. This fire is not strictly out. There are still a number of places that are smouldering or perhaps burning further south from me. And of course, if we continue down the road, we will arrive at Pomonal, which is where the the take shelter warning is very much still in place, and that's for people that are still in the area. A large number of people have actually been evacuated from that town, as well as Belfield and even as far as Halls Gap.
Angus, what are local officials saying there?
Local officials are basically reiterating the danger is not past for Belfield and for Pomonal. I believe we spoke to the mayor earlier.
They couldn't believe it. They could not believe how quick that fire, it went from seeming like a hot, windy afternoon to suddenly fire all around them. It was very, very quick. We were worried at the same time about Halls Gap. Halls Gap is in our shire, Pomonal isn't. It's in the Ararat Shire, but it's close to us. We were worried about Halls Gap because of the fires to the south in the valley. But fortunately, we seem to have dodged a bullet with Halls Gap, even though a lot of people were evacuated from Halls Gap.
A panel of safety experts on Tuesday urged the operator of the tsunami-wrecked Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Japan to communicate more quickly with the public over incidents such as last week's leak of contaminated water. 13 years after the Fukushima disaster, in which the plant suffered triple meltdowns following the 2011 earthquake, safety culture at the Tokyo Electric Power Company Holdings company has improved, but there is still work to do, said Dale Klein, a former U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission chairperson who now serves as an advisor to TEPCO's Reform Committee. The panel's new briefing on its periodic assessment came a week after highly radioactive water leaked from a treatment machine during maintenance work at the Fukushima Daiichi plant. The TEPCO said no one was injured and radiation monitoring shows no leakage escaped the compound. The countdown is on until the world's biggest star, Taylor Swift, performs here. Fans were messing about trying to get their hands on a final handful of tickets released today.
Cruel summer for those who missed out on Taylor Swift tickets. Just 3 days before she performs in Melbourne, fans got one last shot to go.
If my children knew I was coming here, if I'm like this here on a hot day, they'll think I'm mad. They'll say, "Mommy, what are you doing?"
450,000 people got their hands on tickets in June for her Melbourne and Sydney shows, but 4 million people wanted one. Many fans have been scammed trying to get them since. It means a lot of Australia was trying to get a very small number of tickets released today.
Hundreds of fans lined up here not knowing how many tickets were available in the hopes that buying them in person would increase their chances of going to the show.
Because I've been trying every single sale that's been happening. Zero luck, so this is my last chance.
I've been trying for tickets since like the pre-sale.
Oh my God.
Some had their wildest dreams come true.
We got floor tickets, which is amazing. Yay!
So I'm just so excited to tell all my friends about it.
I originally had one ticket for my partner on Sunday and I wasn't able to go. Now we can both go together on the Saturday.
Some had to settle for cheaper, restricted views.
I don't really care. I'm just happy to be in the room. Like, I can hear it. That's what matters.
I'd sit on the floor for all I can.
And in sports, 4 PNG athletes left for Melbourne Tuesday morning to participate in a mixed 4x400 meter relay this Thursday evening against 2 Australian national teams from Victoria. The athletes are Benjamin Aliel, Edna Boafob, William Pekka and Harihi Naime. They are accompanied by head coach Brett Green. The 4 athletes were invited by Athletics Australia in order to boost its team's chances of improving their world ranking and thereby gain qualification for the World Relays in the Bahamas in May. The World Relays is an important stepping stone to Olympic qualification. Athletics PNG President Tony Green thanked Athletics Australia for fully funding the team's participation and said it was a good development opportunity for the athletes. Following the relay, they will spend a month in Gold Coast and participate in local competitions in Brisbane and at the Queensland Championships from the 14th to the 17th of March. And that ends the midday news. More to come at 6. Bye now.